Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be listening to the Chozo Ruins main theme from Metroid Prime. This will be the original version. I have heard this song many times. I used to speedrun Metroid Prime, so it's not like this is a new listen. I just want to share it with y'all because of how awesome the Metroid Prime 4 trailer is, and that just dropped a few days ago. Let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody, to Right Man in the Wrong Place. My name is Luke Tatum. I react to music. Grab yourself a cup of coffee and let's get this thing going. We are going to listen to the Chozo Ruins main theme from Metroid Prime. I did record a video for this already as part of my Well, I Messed Up video. You'll see that on the channel if you haven't already. Just explaining that none of my audio recorded when I did reactions for this week. So these are all re-records. But it doesn't matter. I've heard the song hundreds of times, if not thousands of times. I used to, as I think I mentioned in the intro, I used to speedrun Metroid Prime 1. I adore that game. Remastered is wonderful. Also, I haven't quite finished it on the remastered one because I already know the game so dang well, but it is a treat. And, the reason I did this is because Metroid Prime 4 just finally put out, the gameplay trailer and all that. It looks phenomenal. Metroid Prime, certainly one of the great adventure games out there. And man, I worked my GameCube to death playing that first game. So this is very special for me. I just want to talk about it. I want to talk about how good this music is. If you've never played the game, highly encourage you to do that, but let's just get into it. Kinji Yamamoto is the composer for this album, which is, of course, the Metroid Prime original soundtrack. We're doing the 2002 original release version. And Yamamoto also worked on many other cool games. I don't have a complete list pulled up or anything like that, but he did work on like a Brain Age game and several other things, all of which have really excellent music. So he's a treasure. Let's do this. Chozo Ruins. Okay, before we even get in, notice the extreme minimalism of this. You've got this undulating kind of choral pad kind of thing going on. You've got sparse, not random, but disjointed type percussion. It's not a lot going on. And you have this kind of high-pitched synth sound. And it's just Metroid for me is about solitary exploration. It's not about going into town to turn on your quest, to talk to NPCs, to shop at the vendor, to go back out in the wild. It's not an RPG. It's not King's Quest where you're solving riddles from people you talk to. It's not any of those things. It's you and your suit, your visor, right? Metroid Prime did an amazing job introducing the visors and all that stuff. But it's you in an alien world. And you're exploring and trying to put it all together and stop the baddies, space pirates, all that. But I'm gonna back it up a little bit to the beginning, and let's listen more this time. Just keep in mind that solitary nature. Like some instruments only come in every couple of measures, like for one note, or every 4 measures or 8 measures. It's very, very spacious. Now you get the hi-hats come in, becoming more structured. And it's got this kind of walking style to it, It's kind of hard for me to not do this. It's kind of like Doom guy from the Marine from Doom in like Doom 1 and like Return to Castle Wolfenstein, the protagonist of Wolfenstein and all that stuff. You get that face like looking around and doing. I can't do it very well, but he makes this real intense grimace all the time. It's that kind of thing. It's like you're going in, you're exploring, you're looking around, you're it's kind of it's not a march, but it's got that kind of footstep sense to it. And that little doodly doodly doodly, that kind of thing. It's like, oh, what's that over there? Like different things, different sounds catch your eye, catch your ear, and it pulls your attention to different parts of the mix. The soundtrack does that. That's also what the game does, and so there is such an amazing fit for one another. I just love it. Yeah, what is that noise, right? New noise right there. Okay. Drops all the way down. All you have is that weird choral pattern. A couple of percussion instruments, And so it's like Samus Aran has stopped and is examining, and it's like, what is that? And like, is this dangerous? And it's kind of like everything else fades away, examining something, reading a text log from something, something from the scan visor or whatever. It just kind of gives you this space, and it's like, oh, okay, and then boom, boom, sh, boom, 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 kind of back into it, right? So cool. If you haven't played this game, again, like just play it. Go get remastered. It's not even that expensive. I was so happy when they announced the pricing for Prime Remastered. That hi-hat back in. And tell me, like, if you're into Prime, if you're into Prime 2, 3, and now 4, if you want to play those games, if you want to play 4, I mean, tell me. I want to know. And this is this kind of more melodic section now. It's not much of a melody, though, right? It's not this whole thing. It's not a Dark Souls soundtrack. It's not a Xenoblade soundtrack. It's not even like a Zelda soundtrack. It's just this kind of delicate kind of pull through the environment. It's like you want to learn more. You want to know what the rest of the song is. You want to see the rest of the environment. You know what I mean? And so, again, it's so tastefully done. It's so like ambient instead of structured melodic. It's not a theme and variations. It's a teaser to keep you going through the game, and it's wonderful at doing that. Like, there are areas, and this is a very difficult thing for a game to achieve, but there are areas of Metroid Prime that I just like to be in because of the music and the visuals and kind of the total audiovisual aesthetic. Sometimes, I mean, it just lands perfectly in that game. I would just sit here and talk about Metroid Prime for a day. Prime 4 is going to be great. Dropping down just to that little melodic phrase and those weird choral notes down at the bottom, kind of thing. But now here, a real melody. 3 minutes in. And even that is not a long, really, really involved melody. That's the pinnacle of the melodic structure here, and yet we're just gonna do it again. Kind of like a growling sound in there in the back a little bit. It's so nice. It's so nice to explore an alien space alone. All those percussion instruments, Back to the walking through the hall bit, If you played the game, you know what I'm talking about. I sound like an idiot, but you know what I'm talking about. It's so good. All right. So there you go. Chozo Ruins main theme from Metroid Prime. Which Metroid Prime is your favorite? Are you excited for Prime 4? Do you care at all? I'd just be interested to hear how many of y'all are Prime fans. Another thing, I forgot to say this on my re-record of this reaction so far, but this whole Metroid Prime 1 soundtrack is MIDI. It's not like, some souped up sweet sound system that produces it. It's MIDI. It's like, it's pretty simple when it comes to the tech involved. And it doesn't sound like MIDI necessarily. It sounds really, really good for a MIDI soundtrack. But I didn't realize that when I played the game. It was not until I had already been like doing some of the speed running. I was really, really into it for a long time. And only later did I realize or saw in a video or something that it was a completely MIDI soundtrack. And it blew my mind because I thought of MIDI as not sounding very good, And then here's this, one of, at that time, certainly my favorite soundtracks. So, all right, that's all I got, y'all. I appreciate y'all watching this re-record of a song I've heard before. So it's like, maybe on the thumbnail we should say the 27,000th time hearing, right? Instead of first, because it's not first. But y'all are awesome. Thank y'all for being here. Thanks for choosing to spend your time with me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video. If you want to support the channel, buy me a coffee. I'm going to start focusing on that one more. But, Paragraph's still a thing. If you want to check that out as well. Until next time, the right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. And in the case of Metroid, the right woman in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world, too. Samus Aran, excellent protagonist. I got a whole shelf of Metroid stuff over here. I forgot to even say that. That's my Metroid shelf. Super, super cool. See you next time.